How did you know when you needed to start looking for a team, and how did you find them?
It's a good question. And my team is much smaller than you'd think. I mean, I was up till midnight last night booking rental cars and flights and trying to get the best deal. Like in some towns, if you don't get the car at the airport and you take an Uber to the rental car place that's not at the airport, you can save $100 a day. And that's still how I approach my business. Like, I'm not gonna spend $149 a day on a rental car. If I just take an Uber into town and grab the car there, I can get it for $39 a day. So I still think like a business person, and I'm still doing that for myself. But I've gone through managers. I've had 5. I've had big managers. I've had managers that were just a friend that believed in me. But I'm pretty unmanageable. So, for the last 6 years, I am the manager. I have an assistant who helps me a lot. She advances the shows. She makes the banners that we put on Instagram, Facebook, Twitter that announces the show. She invites people through social media to the show. She takes care of the website and stuff. And I hire a publicist when I have a record coming out. I hire a radio promoter. And I've run my last 3 records through CD Baby by using you guys as the distributor and the manufacturer. And it works great. I will say that of all the companies and people I've worked with in the music business, and I've been doing this for, 20 years now, CD Baby remains honest and true, like no other. Is that I wouldn't call records that have been created in the past as old records, because they're brand new to the person who's listening to it for the first time. So when someone likes what I do and they go to my website and they buy a record that I made in 1997, to them it's brand new, it's not an old record. Back catalog is how I survive, particularly on the road. I spend so much time at FedEx shipping myself CDs. I mean, always want to have my whole catalog so that after I play, after a show, I'm gonna stand at the table, I'm gonna meet people, and I'm gonna sign records. And if they ask me which one I recommend, honestly, I hope this doesn't go on YouTube, but I'm not gonna recommend the major label record, because I don't make as much money on that one. I'm gonna recommend the ones that I own. And that's how I survive. And I think that the back catalog is like owning real estate. It's not devalued over time. In fact, it continues to be profitable more and more over time. All of the product that I own, the records that I own, have paid for themselves times 4, 5, 6 times. And they're as important to someone who's hearing it for the first time as it was when it was released for the first time in, whatever time period that was. So I would encourage folks not to look at your catalog as something that is really valuable. The Twitter I got from Boy George about that song last week. I wrote that song in 2001. So what's that, 16 years ago? So we're creating intellectual property when we create music, and there's value to it. The marketplace may not see the value right away, but you own it, and it's important that you keep, I think anyway, as much ownership of that as you can, because it stays valuable over time. In fact, songs take a while to activate. I never really contemplated being a big star or wanted to be. I just didn't want to have to go to a job I didn't love anymore. And so that said, I'll play this old song that it was written in 1944, and I think it's more relevant now than it has been in generations. I didn't write it, but I think maybe we could all sing it.